Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Aisha Mekki, and I would like to welcome you to our celebration of More Than Match. We are really happy that you joined our event. In the coming half hour, our CEO, Gerlas van der Hoven, will show you all our secrets of our latest innovation. Let's not wait any longer. Here he is.
Thank you, Aisha. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us here today. We're going to share with you More Than Mesh. A lot has happened in the past year that has impacted our lives. Our normal lives suddenly came to a halt. We were not able to do the things that always seemed normal. Grocery stores were closed, gyms were closed, shopping malls were closed. In fact, whole cities and countries were closed, leaving incredible scenes like these. Places that used to be packed with people, now completely empty, nearly apocalyptic, as if only the pigeons survived. And not only the scenery changed, also our experience of life changed. We couldn't go outside anymore to meet friends after a long day of hard work. We couldn't share the experience of that first sip of beer on a hot summer day. All the things we used to do and take for granted suddenly came to a halt. But we also found ways to continue our lives. We adapted to the circumstances. We continued our social life online, via Skype, FaceTime, Teams, Zoom. We continued to live, but differently. For instance, we started to work from home. We educated our children from home. We did our shopping from home. We ordered food from home. And let's be honest, we also relaxed from home. Most of you today have watched complete series or viewed that movie sequel in the extended version for the third time. And we've come to notice how important it is to be connected to the internet, and how important that connection is, that connection is stable and strong, and that it covers the whole home. This demand for connectivity is reflected by the take-up rate of fiber to the home, as shown in this graph from the FTTH Council Europe. In red, you see the steady increase of homes passed, with projections up to 2026, showing a coverage rate of more than 75%. And in blue, you see the number of subscribers rising even faster, with a take-up rate of 60% in 2026. Big numbers, big potential. And this huge growing demand for home connectivity and communication requires a similar growth in electronic devices. These devices require integrated circuits, or chips as we all know them. You've undoubtedly heard the many reports about the chip shortages that we're experiencing all firsthand. Now, to put this in perspective, one of the market leaders for chip fabrication machines, ASML, reported an incredible growth in 2020 and 2021. 4 billion net sales in one single quarter. And we still have a shortage. This reflects the growth of our industry. And this big growth also makes us vulnerable. Remember that one ship that blocked the entire global logistics? What if your products were on there? So the question is, what's really going on? We're starting to see the effects of the digital society. More and more people are using broadband, and all these people want a higher quality connection. We want connectivity throughout the home to all those devices that we have. And nearly every electronic device today that you buy connects to the internet. This means, ladies and gentlemen, that we're at a tipping point. The way we see it is that there was a time before COVID, call it the BC era. And now we're entering a new era, the aegis digitalis, or the digital age. In other words, we're entering the future. And that's why we've chosen this as the theme for our product launch. Because the future is coming. But how should we prepare for it? What solutions do we require? The choices that we make today will have impact, not only on ourselves, but also on others. For us at Genexis, one thing is clear. The future requires connectivity, and fiber will play a key role. At Genexis, we create products to enable this fiber future. We create these products for network operators and internet service providers. You are our customers. And at Genexis, we also care about your customers, the end users. We actually provide our products to everyone in the whole chain. Remember, we're building the network for the future, positively impacting our next generation. That's why at Genexis, we believe people deserve fiber. And during this event, I'd like to explain to you what that means and how it relates to Wi-Fi. And in fact, the answer is quite simple. Wi-Fi is about connecting people, but there's no Wi-Fi without fiber. When we say people deserve fiber, we mean that we want to enable fiber connectivity in the home and to distribute that connectivity throughout the home. Basically, we want to enable her to be able to work from home in the way that she likes. We want to enable this father to coach his children and prepare them for their futures. And we want to put a smile on this girl's face. That's why we do it. We want people to enjoy life, to participate in society, to do their work, to interact with people. We want to enable people in the always changing digital world and still get a smile on their face. Because life is not just about work and study, it's also about fun. Everyone deserves fiber. And the common thread in these pictures that you saw is that you don't see the actual fiber. People deserve fiber, but to make it happen, we need to do more. We need to go from fiber to the home to Wi-Fi to the tablet. And we've made it our mission at Genexis to make this happen, to get from fiber to the home to Wi-Fi to the tablet. But ladies and gentlemen, it's a jungle out there. Just take a look at the fiber to the home network, the amount of devices, the constant changes, the new standards, the constant addition and removal of devices, the complexity of the technology. It's a jungle out there. And the jungle is always moving, it's always changing, it's never the same. And so it is for Wi-Fi in the home. It's also a jungle. And a jungle can be an exciting place, but it can also be dangerous if you're not prepared. And in order to survive in the Wi-Fi jungle, you need to be like a chameleon. You need to be able to adapt to the circumstances. And you need to blend in. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we introduce a solution for the Wi-Fi jungle in the home. So let's step into that home. Today, we introduce a new product that changes the way we deal with Wi-Fi in the home. And just like the chameleon in the jungle, our product adapts to the circumstances and completely blends in. Ladies and gentlemen, today we introduce the Pulse. The Pulse is Genexis' new Wi-Fi solution. Let's take a look at some of the features. For starters, the Pulse is a Wi-Fi 6 product. Wi-Fi 6 is not only 3 times faster than Wi-Fi 5, it especially allows you to be connected with multiple devices at the same time without interference. This leap in Wi-Fi performance is supported by our dual-band 2+4 antenna design. While most products offer 2 antennas for both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz bands, we've included 4 antennas on the 5 gigahertz, providing you much better performance. The phi rate of this device is about 80% higher than a typical device with only 2 antennas per band. But even more important, it helps with the range and reliability of the connection. Our new product supports the Wi-Fi line's EasyMesh standard. EasyMesh has big benefits. Firstly, it truly creates one wireless network when using multiple access points. And secondly, client devices are steered to the most optimal Wi-Fi access point instead of sticking on the initial one. In this way, the access points know for themselves which one can provide the best Wi-Fi at each moment. This provides excellent Wi-Fi connectivity throughout the home. We do this all in a sustainable product, both in terms of energy efficiency, for example, the eco mode setting, and in terms of the usage of recycled plastics. While you see a beautiful white product, in reality, more than 40% of the material in this product is recycled. And that's just the first step in our mission. With each new product generation, we aim for more and more sustainability because we do care about the jungle. And it's not only the jungle we care about, we also care about the environment in your home. This is the place where the Wi-Fi products are used. And just like the chameleon blends into the jungle, its compact design allows the pulse to completely blend into the home. But there's more. The Wi-Fi Jungle has many types of trees. You know their names: repeater, range extender, mesh kit. Question is, do they do the job? Do they work together? Do they help you as a network operator or service provider? The more Wi-Fi products your end users buy, the bigger the jungle gets. In some homes, it's so cluttered you can't even see the jungle anymore because of all the trees. With the Pulse, we allow you to see through the jungle. Next to the great bandwidth and great connectivity, the Pulse also gives you insights and offers you flexibility. That's why we say more than mesh. With more than mesh, we really create a multifunctional Wi-Fi solution. More than mesh means it adapts. It adapts to whatever you need it to be. It integrates seamlessly into existing networks. It operates via a simple and understandable user interaction. And it opens the possibility for you as an operator by working with open industry standards. So let's take a closer look at our more than mesh solution. And let me talk about the 4 concepts behind the solution. And then let me give you some real-life deployment examples. The first concept of the Pulse is that it's like a chameleon. It adapts to whatever you need it to be in the Wi-Fi jungle. The Pulse acts as a high-speed wireless extender. Just place it where you need it to be, switch it on, press the button, and your new Pulse is fully integrated into the home network. But it can also act as a wired extender. This is quite special, as most mesh products don't offer the capability to be connected with Ethernet cable. By offering wired capability on one of the Ethernet ports, you can connect and bridge to those difficult areas in the home that are otherwise unreachable. The third role is the one that really makes the difference. The Pulse can also act as a router, making it the starting point of the Wi-Fi network in the home. The beauty of the Pulse is that it automatically adapts whether it should be a router or should be an extender, and it adapts automatically. You as service provider can offer your customers a hassle-free Wi-Fi experience with just one type of device. No more dealing with different products, different boxes, different installation methods, and different looks or feels. So, Pulse, what else? Next is the customer experience. We all know first impressions are decisive. It has to be right the first time round. This is especially true for the installation process. As service provider, you want the end user to do it themselves in one time without having to call your help desk. To enable this first time right, we designed Easy Touch pairing. To install the Pulse as a wired extender, you only need to connect the Pulse with an Ethernet cable and power it up. That's all. Without the press of a button, Wi-Fi credentials are shared automatically and securely. If you want to connect it as wireless extender, all you need to do is press the button on both Pulse devices. And again, that's it. Wi-Fi credentials will be exchanged automatically. The Pulse configures completely by itself. That's why we call it Easy Touch. This pairing and integration is guided via the new Genexis Connect app. Via a simple QR code scan, your phone connects to the Pulse and guides you through the process. After installation, end users can change common features such as Wi-Fi credentials, parental control, or change the eco mode settings. And there's always those end users that want a bit more. For those, we offer a graphical user interface, including a topology map. It also has advanced settings to offer full control over the home network, to set things like port forwarding, firewall connection, and changing the DHCP settings. By simplifying the management of the home network, end users can operate it themselves. This results in fewer help desk calls and reduced number of installer visits. In other words, it lowers your operational costs. The fourth and final concept is that the Pulse is your key. It opens insights for you as a service operator. It is the key to manage the in-home network. In this, we don't believe in proprietary solutions, backdoor constructors, or vendor logins. We believe in openness and interoperability. So of course, the Pulse is based on open industry standards. Let's be more specific. We deliberately chose for EasyMesh because it's based on an open standard set by the Wi-Fi Alliance. It's a widely adopted standard in the industry and guarantees you quality and stability. Our Pulse seamlessly connects with other EasyMesh products, meaning you as an operator can have a mixed deployment model. We understand that insight into the network is key for you. The management platform of the Pulse is based on TR69 and TR369 standards. This allows you to manage the devices, for instance, with our own cloud-side management platform or any other third-party management solution based on these standards. And finally, the command line interface of the Pulse is based on our standardized TR181 data model. Again, no proprietary solutions. Now let's take things into practice. Your customer has just been connected to fiber, and he only wants one thing, a perfect Wi-Fi experience throughout the home. All you need to do is send him 3 Pulse devices. To start, the end user simply connects the first Pulse with the fiber modem using an Ethernet cable. The Pulse will immediately check the type of IP address behind the WAN interface. Because in this case, it's directly connected to the internet, it detects a public IP address. Based on this information, the Pulse knows that it should be in router mode and will behave accordingly, making it the controller of the network. Next, let's expand by placing a Pulse in the home office. Press the button on both Pulse devices. The router now shares the backhaul credentials to the new device that's being set up. This new device stores the backhaul credentials and automatically boots up in extender mode, establishing a wireless backhaul link. The new extender now receives its IP address and delegates all control functionality, such as firewalling and DHCP, to the router. And through the backhaul link, all the Wi-Fi credentials are now shared automatically via IEEE 1905 messages. The new Pulse is now fully configured as extender. But that's not all. Usually, when an extender is connected, 2 separate networks are created, and therefore clients stick to their initial access point as long as possible until they completely lose their Wi-Fi connection. With a Pulse, this is not the case. When 2 Pulse devices are connected, immediately an EasyMesh network is created. This is one single network without any connection drops. With EasyMesh, client devices are always actively steered to the most optimal access point. The controller will decide which Pulse is the best to be connected to and steers the client device to that specific Pulse. This is based on parameters such as signal strength and load balance in each device. Finally, the user wants to connect the bedroom with a 3rd Pulse device. But let's say the room is separated by a thick wall. Now the advantage of the wired connection possibility comes into play. Simply connect an Ethernet cable between the new device and the router device. The new device detects a private IP address, boots up in extender mode, and automatically establishes a wired backhaul link. As with the previous example, the Wi-Fi credentials are automatically configured and the new extender is up and running. Another advantage is that each Pulse has 2 LAN ports. This means you can connect multiple devices that require wired connectivity. For instance, if you want to connect that new Ultra HD television set or play on that latest gaming console. And you can do that all at the same time. With these very small and simple examples, we've shown you a number of typical use cases for the Pulse. And even when you walk through the connected home, each client device will automatically receive the best and strongest Wi-Fi signal from any of the devices. This results in a completely covered home without any weak spots. We started with the Wi-Fi Jungle and how the different trees can make it very complex. We showed you how the Pulse helps you as a service provider see through the jungle, and how the Pulse adapts to whatever you need it to be. It's like a chameleon. We showed you how the Pulse easily integrates thanks to Easy Touch pairing, both wired and wireless, and how the Connect app helps end users operate their network and therefore lowers your help desk costs. Finally, we showed you how the Pulse is your key. It opens insights by working with open industry standards. To summarize, our More Than Mesh concept makes life easier for end users and for you as service provider by delivering the ultimate Wi-Fi experience with one single type of device. So I would say, goodbye Jungle, hello Pulse, and welcome home. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for celebrating this event together with us.